We're looking at something maybe a bit different, a housewarming. But this wasn't just any housewarming. It was held on November 2nd, 2025, and it seems to have become this really quite profound moment.
That's right. Our source material here is a set of reflections from the homeowner himself, Dahira Mazumateri. And he talks about how this celebration of a new building really turned into a meditation on, well, legacy, community, and building a sustainable future.
Okay, so it's about weaving together personal history with future thinking.
Exactly. And we're going to unpack three main threads from his reflections. First, the power of community and just sheer gratitude. Second, how heritage lives on through stories, specifically through some books he shared. And third, the practical side of eco-living, what he calls the Go Eco dream.
Got it. Three big themes. And where do we start? There's an interesting little detail he notes right at the beginning, isn't there, about the weather?
Yeah, it's quite symbolic. He mentions the day before, November 1st, was apparently awful. Heavy clouds, harsh weather. Sounds pretty grim. Testing people's patience, maybe.
Like the building process itself sometimes, perhaps?
Could be, but then right on the day, November 2nd, the skies cleared. Completely.
He described it as a kind of natural blessing, almost like patience being rewarded.
Yeah, like a quiet sign that sticking with something, building with intention, pays off. It really sets the scene for a home built with, purpose.
Okay, so that sets the atmosphere. Let's move inside, metaphorically speaking. Segment 1, the gathering of souls and shared dreams.
Right. If the weather was the blessing, the people were definitely the spirit of the event. That Hiram called his guest list a beautiful map of his life. That phrase really struck me.
A beautiful map. Yeah, that implies real care in who was invited, not just random folks.
No, definitely curated. And the reflections highlight specific people who gave the day its weight.
There's an interesting mix mentioned, isn't there? Public figures and very personal connections.
On one hand, you have the local MLA, Mr. Lawrence Islary, a respected figure. His presence, and apparently he gave some encouraging words during a book inauguration that happened there, that was described as humbling for Hiram.
So that brings a sort of civic recognition, connects the personal achievement of the home to the wider community.
Precisely. But then, right alongside that public validation, you have someone incredibly personal, his childhood teacher.
Described as that guiding light. That's powerful.
It really is, and that contrast is telling, I think. The politician representing maybe the present societal structure, and the teacher representing that foundational wisdom, the guidance that helped him get there in the first place.
It feels like he was consciously honoring the sources of his life, his strength, education, community support, and of course, family, friends, colleagues, people who've been there through thick and thin, his anchors.
Yeah, exactly. The anchors through life's chapters. And it makes you think, doesn't it? What is a home, really? His reflection suggests it's not the wood and nails, but the shared joy, the stories swapped, the people who shaped your journey.
A reunion of time, memory, and gratitude, as he put it.
That's the phrase. It makes the whole thing feel less like just a party and more like a ceremony of thanks, almost.
Which sets the stage perfectly for the next part, right? The way he shared his own stories.
Exactly. That collective energy, that sense of shared history, makes the gift he gave makes so much more sense.
Okay, segment 2, a gift of stories and heritage. This was the housewarming favor you mentioned.
Yeah, and quite a unique one. No little soaps or candles here. Guests received complimentary PDF downloads of his 2-part book series, The Sparks Over the Wonderland China.
Wow, okay, that's substantial. What are the books about? The titles sound intriguing. The Sparks on Silk Route and The Sparks on Westlake.
They sound like travel memoirs, and they are, partly. But they seem to be much more about reflection, about connection, connecting cultures, past and present, the personal and the universal.
And heritage is a big theme here. He talks quite a bit about Erie silk cultivation.
He does. And not just as, an agricultural thing or an economic activity. He frames it as a spiritual practice.
Spiritual? How so?
Well, he describes the process itself. It requires intense meditative patience. It's slow, it's deliberate, it's deeply connected to the natural cycle. And he explicitly links that traditional work to the idea of self-cultivation. Patience, respect for process.
That's fascinating. In our fast-paced world, looking back at something like traditional silk making, seeing it as a model for patience.
It's a really strong counterpoint to instant gratification, isn't it? The idea that the slow, disciplined craft mirrors how you build a meaningful life or a thoughtful home.
That insight really resonates. And he connects this personal craft-based heritage to broader history, too.
Oh, absolutely. The books apparently delve into these perhaps forgotten trade connections, especially with Tibet, through the Bhutia traders.
Right, I've read a little about them, more than just merchants, weren't they?
That's what Dathiram emphasizes. These weren't just routes for goods. They were channels for cultural dialogue. Ideas, language, customs flowed back and forth, shaping the whole region's identity.
So he's drawing these lines from ancient trade routes and cultural exchange right up to his own doorstep.
And he grounds it personally, too. References to the Himalayas shaping his childhood imagination, lessons from elders, the value of simplicity. It's layered. Macro history, micro experience.
And this isn't just armchair research, is it? The books stem from actual travel.
Correct. They draw heavily on a trip he took to China in 2019. He was there as a sericulture trainee.
A sericulture trainee.
Oh, okay. And importantly, he was nominated for this by Dr. Jogesh Jury.
Ah, now that name carries weight. An Assam Gaurav Award recipient recognized for his huge contributions to sericulture in the region.
Exactly. So Dr. Duri's nomination is a significant validation of Dathiram's own expertise and commitment in this field. He's building on a serious legacy.
Right. So his journey to China wasn't just tourism.
Not at all. He was there studying silk, but also observing China's rapid changes firsthand. Decoding the smart revolution, as he calls it, contrasting ancient ways with super modern tech. He even apparently includes notes on things like culinary philosophy and weight loss tips he picked up.
Huh. From ancient wisdom to modern wellness. Okay.
Just shows a mind making connections across different domains, doesn't it?
Definitely. So giving these books away, it was like handing guests a pair of glasses to see the world through his eyes.
Yeah.
History, culture, spirituality, modernity, all connected.
That's a great way to put it.
A lens on interconnectedness.
Which brings us nicely to the third theme, the future. Living the Go Eco dream.
Yes. We've had the past through heritage, the present through community, and now the focus shifts forward. Sustainability. His new home is explicitly eco-friendly, and the housewarming doubled as a showcase for this Go Eco philosophy. And it wasn't just a label, right? There were tangible things for guests to see.
Very tangible. The main highlight seemed to have been the solar installation and the solar inverter system. That was front and center.
So less about the nice curtains, more about the kilowatt hours.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And crucially, he made an effort to explain it.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, the reflections emphasize demystifying the technology, showing people that solar power, self-reliance, it's actually accessible. It's practical, not some impossibly complex thing only engineers understand.
Turning his own investment into a learning opportunity for the whole community, that's clever, but, you know, the cost. Solar systems aren't cheap.
Yeah.
Does this Go Eco dream risk being just for those who can afford it?
That's the immediate question, isn't it? And his reflections tackle that directly. He stresses that the Go Eco philosophy isn't about perfection or necessarily huge, expensive setups.
Okay.
It's more about the mindset, about conscious choices, even small steps. Things that create ripple effects, like him explaining his inverter to a neighbor, that's part of it too.
So it's more a collective thing, less about individual grand gesture.
Exactly. Building a sense of community around sustainability, shared responsibility.
I see.
And the deeper value proposition, as he frames it, is fundamentally about the future. It's a statement. It's saying, I care about the world my children will inherit.
Right. So showcasing the home, explaining the tech, especially with the MLA and his teacher and everyone there, it makes it real. It makes sustainability feel achievable.
It bridges that gap between personal choice and collective action. It connects his personal financial decision to that bigger picture of planetary health.
And when you link that commitment back to the patience he talked about, learning from Aries Silk, the slow, deliberate effort. I feel like the whole day, the whole project was built on this philosophy of long-term, purposeful action, building carefully, you know, both the house and the future.
Beautifully put. It all ties together.
So November 2nd, 2025. Sounds like it was quite a day for Dathiram Basumatary and everyone there. Not just moving into a house, but really marking a point where community, heritage, and this forward-looking, sustainable living all came together.
Absolutely. And the feeling that comes through strongest in his reflections is gratitude. You really sense it. Gratitude for his teacher, for the MLA's validation, for the whole network of people who were part of his journey and there to celebrate with him.
Yeah. The big takeaway seems to be that building a home can be about so much more than shelter. It can be about building community, rooting it in history, but also aiming it towards a sustainable future, using your home as a statement of value.
Well said. It's an invitation for all of us to think about our own spaces that way. Which leads us to our final thought for you, the listener, to mull over. Datarim connects the meditative patience of airy silk cultivation to the patience needed in life itself. And he sees his eco-home as a way to foster community awareness. So, thinking about that connection, how might adopting sustainable practices in your own life, big or small, be more than just an environmental choice? How could it also be a deliberate way of honoring the heritage, the wisdom, the patience, and the interconnectedness that maybe we've inherited from the past?
Something to think about. Thank you for joining us on the deep dive.